Welcome back to the channel. How are we all? It has been a pretty minute. I'm going to bring you along today for what essentially will just be a day in the life of pottering around of Dan. On a Thursday, the time is 7:57. We are out for 5k steps, followed by 30 minutes cardio on the bike, and then we've got some errands to run. We're having a coffee date with Kimmy at 9:30. Got the haircut, getting the ears lowered for what is left under this, and then we have got legs this afternoon, which I'll get some footage for you to watch. Me in pain on the hack squat. But yeah, this is literally going to be me pottering around for the day, bringing you along and getting after it. Look at the views. How can you not want to get up in the morning, fellas, and get out, get some peace and quiet, get your steps in, get that blood flowing, that natural dopamine moving in the morning? I love it. I think now should be a good time to talk about a bit of a morning routine that people have. The first thing you do in the morning is wake up and open Instagram or open Facebook or whatever, TikTok, and all you're seeing is other people smashing it, and you're just sat there comparing yourself straight away from the minute you wake up. I have been that guy before. I've made a conscious effort over the last few months to not check Instagram. I use an app called Opal. I keep falling over. Now, if you're not sure what Opal is, if you've never heard of it before, it's a app blocking app. I set it in the morning so I can't open Instagram, and it has done my brain wonders. I'm up, I'm out. The thoughts that are going through my brain are my own. And you know what, fellas? They're a lot cleaner and a lot more organised, and I'm actually being a lot more productive throughout my entire day because I'm not starting off with thoughts of seeing other people smashing it. And you've got to be okay with that sometimes. Like, you also have to put respect on those people for where they are if you're following them, because they've obviously done the work. They've got the physique, they've got the business, they've got the life. Of course there's going to be those twats on Instagram who are faking it, but that's up to you to fucking filter out who you're following. Meal one pretty much going down. Well, we've got some electrolyte mix which I've not put in. I usually have it in the morning, but I've got to, and of course it's got to go into a whiskey glass. So tip for you, at this time of the year, have a shaker or something of cold water in the fridge. If your fridge has got a fucking cold water tap, even better. But the last thing you want to be doing is drinking shit lukewarm water out of the tap. Great for iced coffees as well. The flavour we have got is a bit too sweet, to be honest, for me. Fizzy bubblegum bottles. It's not for me. It sounds quite nice. Love the sweets. Don't like it in drink form, but it works. So the wall behind me is a chalk wall. You can write on. Not me, obviously, but my nieces and nephews when they was younger. Loved it. One cow spray. Don't use oil, especially if you're dieting. Probably wouldn't even use it if you're gaining either. Save your calories for food. We've got 2 large eggs, 175ml egg whites. I just get 2 chicks. These from Lidl. I think the £3 a pop. They're not the cheapest, but in the diet it's a godsend. Also a pack of Devils. Pretty much empty. And I put it through my Blend Active. This is what gives you that fluffy omelette. And it saves you having to fucking whisk it by hand. Black pepper in the pan, and afterwards we've got red onion and mushroom for a bit of texture, a bit of crunch. 2 slices of just breaded ham from Aldi, nothing special. 50% reduced fat cheese, I don't really weigh these out. I've been doing this for so long now. I just have the same amount every day, and that's what matters. Spinach on top. There we go, sports fans. That's what it looks like at the minute. Not the most appetizing, but if we do this, probably not the most aesthetic omelette, but it does the job. We'll put black pepper. We'll put Himalayan pink salt on that. As always, lather it in ketchup, and that's meal one. That's big man. We're good. If we didn't have a main road, we could be in Marbella.
You could be, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then Rotherham.
Playa then Rotherham, spelled R-O-V-R-U-M. Right, coffee date. A little bit of work, maybe not. Back in the office, we have got a client call with Grant to run through his next phases. Excited for this one because he's getting leave for the holiday. We're going to bring him back out, and then a photo shoot in due course. Let's get to it.
I feel like he's so right in my soul. He was like me dead in the eye.
Mate, yeah, if he notices, that's a good thing though. Take time for that would be next year's April 26th. Because that gives us so much of a runway. Productive gaining phase like we had this time, mate, you'll be an absolute monster for it. Right, we are on to meal 2, which is oats and whey. This is a bit high. Probably a little bit mad in 25 odd degree heat, but I love oats. Doesn't mean you need to love oats though as well. I've had people say to me before, Dan, you eat oats all the time. I'm not the biggest fan of them, so do I have to have them in my diet? The answer is no. You can have whatever you enjoy. If you're more of a savoury person and you enjoy, I don't know, a proper meal in terms of, this is a proper meal, but you know what I mean. You prefer chicken and potatoes, something like that, or whatever, or tuna and pasta. That is totally fine. It's about working it into your diet in a way that you enjoy, that hits the needs of proteins, carbs, fats, macros, all that sort of stuff, and hits your calories, and one you can stick to long term. There is 0 point getting a plan that you don't enjoy and you can't see yourself sticking to for months, because consistency is key and enjoyment is key. Meal 2, which is 85 gram oats. We've got 50 grams of whey, around 15 grams of nut butter. You've seen it many times before. We're going to just reply to a few clients, probably put a YouTube on. It is absolutely banging though. If you need a recipe or a way to make oats, drop me a line. Very simple, very easy really, but people still manage to get it wrong. Trim acquired. One thing that always makes you feel better is a good haircut, getting your ears lowered. Even if you do need a hair transplant, which at the end of the year we will be getting, fellas. If anybody watching this does have any recommendations for places they have been, please fire it over. I've got a few places in mind, but the last thing I want from a hair transplant is to get a bang straight line. It does not look good, and I've seen a few had it before, and it's like the worst nightmare. But yeah, self-care essential, fellas. Make sure you're looking after yourself. Haircut, it makes such a difference. Let's run through the leg day. Rather than you just watch me train, I've got a voiceover for you as well. We'll always start off leg days with a hamstring curl. Get some blood in those knees. I'll run a few feeder sets, more than I would on the other sets, typically because this is the very first movement in the day. But you want to be pushing your quads and your pelvis through the machine. Create as much stability in that movement as you physically can. Now onto a leg extension, which I'll run this second. I don't hold on to the machine here. I get more quad recruitment this way. I only hold on to it at very, very end. Now for the hack squat is a movement where I will start putting load onto the machine. I used to run
heavy leg extension before as well. This wasn't working for me. The longevity of my sessions weren't there. I was getting too injured too often. So a leg extension that has ample weight, what allows me to get blood into the muscle, really connect, and then I can come onto the hack squat, load it up. Now this is probably close to a PB for me, this movement. And don't be afraid to move around if you need to a little bit. Obviously try and keep as much stability in place as you can. And make sure you're bracing, fellas. You're pulling in, using your arms, using your wrists on the handles, pushing your bum and lower back into the machine, drive up. Again, if you are training by yourself, go to as close to failure as you can safely. You will be able to get more and more out of each session the deeper you go into your sets. Now into a lunge for me, I've been using a 35 kg sandbag. You can use dumbbells into an adductor. I'm not going to show you too much of this part of the movements to the session because it's just a bit boring, but adductor, abductor, and I finish off with a little bit of calves.
Legs completed. It was a sweaty one in the gym just there. 2 p.m, probably not the ideal time to train legs midsummer, but post-workout going in, we have got the old faithful chicken, rice, broccoli, some petit pois peas, bit of sriracha sauce. This is round 1 post-workout. I will then have about 120 grams of pineapple and 3 rice cakes, and that is post-workouts. Done. Nice, clean, easy carbohydrates, lean protein and chicken breast, bit of green veg. Pretty standard bodybuilding meal, but it's just a pretty solid meal, whatever kind of sport you're doing, if it's running, whatever. It's just a great high protein, lean protein, good digesting carbohydrates, and your macros in your veg. Don't discount the easy stuff, the basics. Okay, meal 4. Now, this is roughly around 2.5 hours post workout. We're having 75 grams of cream of rice from Trained by JP, 50 grams of whey, 15 grams of 85% dark chocolate, 75 grams or so blueberry, some chocolate 0 calorie, syrup on top. Skip to me having made it, because I'm sure you don't want to see me whisk a bowl of cream of rice. So I'll catch you when I made it. Macros for this meal are 594 calories, 47 grams of protein, 75 grams of carbs, 11 grams of fats. I am on Uncle Duty, if you can hear some background giggling, laughing, whatever. This is a perfect meal for any time of the day. Cream of rice is probably one of those slept on carb sources, typically because you can't buy it from a supermarket. You've got to buy it online. But if you want a carbohydrate source, which is perfect pre-training, pre-run, pre-functional, high work session, anything like that, this is perfect because it's rice based, which means your body digests it so well. If you're having a meal, close to a session and you want something that's not going to sit too heavy, this is perfect. And the final meal of the day, we've got the creamy. The beard might have grown since the last clip. This is being filmed a few days later. I did film my final meal before, however, the lighting was absolutely terrible. So here we are, redoing it. And we've got a little friend to accompany us, who is waiting for snacks. So I can't be too long. Ninja Creamy, if you've not got the Creamy fellas, get one. It is a dieting hack. In this, I think I've got 150 grams 0% Greek yogurt, 150ml almond milk, and 30 grams of chocolate orange whey. I'll not subject you to the sound when it's been put on because it's pretty fucking loud. So I'll see you when it's done. Now I know what you're thinking. No, I haven't. But if you do this, there we have one creamy. That lighting is absolutely terrible. Okay, no, I lie. It's actually 257 calories, 39.5 grams of protein, 14 grams of carbs, and 5 grams of fats. Voila. This lighting is terrible. Let's go in here. That is a full day of eating. I'll put the calories on screen here for the total amount for the day and the macros. Go ahead and follow them. Of course, the calories and macros will be needed to fit you and your goals. So don't follow them exactly, but take the meals, modify them, and put it to work.